How's it going, guys? Coming back at you with another little bit of a Minecraft walkthrough, but in a little bit more of a literal sense. We're going to be kind of going through, taking a look at the town that me and my buddies have been working on for a Minecraft Realms server, and just showing off what we got. I do have a video that was up earlier, maybe a couple of weeks ago or a few weeks ago, and it was kind of very barren. If you remember watching it, you kind of had just this park area going through. I did it very slow and kind of like almost show offy, just I don't know, going through in a cinematic sense. I still do love how this park ended up turning out. Looks great, a lot of detail. All the different four sections kind of have their own theme, but they're all still somewhat similar in a sense. You know, kind of like, this whole campfire little hangout area. But I want to kind of go walk through the same areas that we were in before, like this park, and take a look at everything else that's new. Now, right off the bat, you can already tell that there's a lot more going on in the background. We've kind of got a sample wall up at the moment for what we're going to be building around the entirety of the town. If we take a walk on over here, we built ourselves a little bit of an armory. My buddy built the outside and like the framework and everything of the armory, but I went ahead and did all the interior. I'm a little bit more of an interior designer, as much, more so than an outward designer, but everything still kind of works out well. Kind of come into the first area here, you got a little bit of a tabletop, some tools going on. Come off to the left, a little bit of a forge. This area right here, this little cubby area, kind of like a cubby hole of like where the forge works happen, took me probably the longest amount of time because I didn't know exactly how I wanted to optimize the space here that was given to me. Um, Kind of get that fire burning. Fire spread is off, but we figure it's kind of better just to have fire spread off because we can do more with the aesthetic than really care about what fire spread can even do. It's not that often that we have to go burn down a forest or anything like that. Take a right on over here. Kind of got like a mini moat that goes around, which I kind of like. I'm like, I wanted to do an area where like it dipped down and then it'd be like almost a sitting area where it'd be kind of, I don't know, indented into the ground, but I thought I'd just raise it up, make it more like a drawbridge area. Nice aesthetic to it all. It wraps all the way around, comes up to the front. Couple of armor pieces and stands sitting there. I don't want to spend too much time on every building, but while we're here, come on upstairs. Well, I'll just go ahead and do this. Turn off the UI. Nice aesthetic going on. I made some bunk beds there going off to the side. It's kind of the same on both sides. Going back and forth. Kind of like a barracks area for the soldiers, a bit of the armory, a little bit of a show all be all. Come on down. There's my little special warehouse. I like to make a warehouse. It's the very first building that I make in almost every single server, every single world, because it's just, well, obviously it's just a central location for all your resources. I did replace these pillars with some end rods. I'm still a little iffy on that. I feel like it takes away from the aesthetic a little bit. I might I might want to kind of extend this up to the part, but it's looking fine for now. Come on in. Still mostly the same in here, just more chests and all of our goodies. Got a little bit of a different change going on with all the assortment of items. Take a moment to stare at all these. So you can read them. You can pause the video and read them if you want. There we go. Still got our automatic smelter. Um, I recently found out, just like a week ago, not even, maybe like 4 or 5 days ago, that even though everything is automatic and it comes down to this chest here, I completely forgot that the furnaces store the XP. So even though you're not getting XP when you first take the item out because it's all coming down to this chest anyway with the hoppers, you can eventually just break the furnace and it'll give you all the XP that's been stored up in there for a while, which is ridiculous. We have a kelp farm that I went and broke off the smoker, and my god, I went from level 7 to level 44 because it's been cooking stuff for, the better part of like 4 or 5 weeks ever since it was created. Still got my little cafe area up here, almost like a library in a sense. I'm still very proud of how this whole area turned out. It's got a good aesthetic to it all. Kind of very, I don't know, well, it's funny because I thought it was more of a library at first, but then my buddy was like, it kind of seems more like a cafe. So, it is what it is. I guess it's more of a cafe than anything. I need to remake my pedestal. I put a pedestal there. That's going to be kind of like the centerpiece, but I broke it to go make a librarian villager. Now, this is an overview of the map of our town. It might be a little bit different from last time in the last video, which didn't have any sound because it was just a very bare, quick recording, and I just threw it up. But take a moment to look at our surrounding area. You can kind of see that's the armory down there, and then of course we're right here in the center. But you can definitely see that we've got walls now that go all the way around. Quite updated from last time. Another little area, small, low-level enchantment. Duplicate of the other side. But it's also something that we've all seen before. I did redo the carpet here. It was blue, but then my buddies were like, the blue doesn't quite work, and, you know, I guess I kind of agreed after a while. I'm like, I guess I thought maybe purple, but purple might be too bright, so I think black works. Yeah, I kind of built this whole warehouse area. This is Greg. He fell into the warehouse in mid-construction when I still only had the first layer, and ever since then he's been trapped here. He's our butler? I don't know. He stays around. Currently raining. Or if I can go to bed real quick. If I can sleep that off. Nope, not a thunderstorm. Oh well. Come on out here. We did do it in the middle of a village so we can get our villagers. This is kind of the nether gate area that I built. At first it kind of turned out really basic. I just had that, you know, that black structure of the black stone. It was just a cube. Then I started adding some details of the stairs, and then I thought I'd add some lanterns. Then when I was building the top, I'm like, you know what? Why not just... let's see if I can add some extra detail, and it turned out perfectly. And I just started stacking stairs. One on top, one on bottom. It's a great touch. A little bit of campfire up top, on top of some hay to make the smoke go higher. Love how it turned out. Nothing too complicated on the inside. It's just a gate. But it looks cool. Nothing quite going on behind it. But still, a great look. Now let's come on over here. I'm gonna go kind of in a weird pattern of how everything's going on. A little bit of my... hello there, kitty cat. A little bit of my mind. This direction goes straight into water. This direction, I think, goes straight into water. So I can only go down a single direction. You know what do I have? I do. No. Ah! Alright, let's try that again. Let me in. I want it. Oh, I'm gonna have 3 minecarts down there now. Oh, I was crouching, that's why. Here we go. It's nothing too fancy, it's just a big hole in the ground. Chase after the other minecarts. Dang, I usually play Minecraft in silence. I usually have the sound off, but I thought I'd turn it on for the video. Just so it has a little bit of background noise going on. But those minecarts are loud. But yeah, you know, just a whole bunch of directions that the mine goes down. Kind of to keep it a little bit efficient. But honestly, I don't even know why I came down here. Now I have to jump all the way back up. And no, I will not cut the video. Because I don't know how to do editing. I don't know how to do editing. I don't have any editing software. I've tried, I mean, I guess I got some, like, online. I've got maybe, like, 9 different online editors that I use for, like, photos and just, like, small Photoshop stuff they can do. There's probably something I could do online just to do this, but if anyone knows any good free programs that do editing, just for some simple, you know, cuts in the video would be fantastic. This area is just for stone originally. We could take out all the torches and make kind of like a mob spawn out of it. We do have a couple of automatic like mob like XP farms, but honestly they're not really that effective. We'd have to make something much larger in like a more automatic sense to make it worthwhile. We're almost back up to the top now. Here we go. Okay. Wait, minecarts. There we go. Alright, turn back off the UI. So yeah, I was coming back over here. Let's go over here. We do have a work in progress. My buddy just started on this today or earlier today. Kind of a work in progress dock system going on. Gonna have some piers, bit of a big harbor going on. Now these are all campfires. I like how they look in terms of like a pier aesthetic. Gonna have to add some support beams to it all maybe. Looking good. Now I just remembered that in the last video, everything still, again, it looked very bare. I don't think we even had any of this. I built this about a week ago. Kind of a little bit of a... like, it's kind of the big entrance into the city, right? I've got some lights at the top. I did have lights going from each tower going towards the center, right? But I ran into a problem that because it's on realms and because different chunks load in at different times, originally it was synced up so that way both sides would reach the center at the exact same time. But because they were on different circuits, they unsynced themselves as we loaded into the area, and left and came back and stuff like that. So they end up unsyncing. So I ended up just starting it from the center and going out to the sides, just so that they stayed lighting up at the exact same time. So yeah, big old archway. I think I need to manage those vines a little bit. I do have string underneath a lot of them to stop them from growing, because string can just sit in the air and it's hard to see. But maybe I missed a few. I think it looks alright. Let's kind of come up over here. There's not a whole lot going on over here. But it's just a big retaining wall. I do want to add some lights to eventually. Do I have anything to jump over it? Yes, I do. I have to swim back, but just a big retaining wall. Dug it all out, flattened it off, built it up. Swim on back over. I forget what these are called. Oracles? Guardians or something? But these are great to have around town because we have so much water. Gives you night vision, breathe, respiration, and everything going on. I mean, I already have respiration on my helmet and aqua affinity. So, but still helps keep everything so you don't fall in. It does kill some of the mobs and drown as you walk around. Yeah, it looks like the dock's already in use. Got one boat docked up. Now, if we come on over here, my buddy built this little bit of a dock as well. This is kind of like a smaller little pier area, along with some of the shops that go on, or Fletcher and whatnot. We've been making a whole bunch of villagers lately, and now I remember why I usually play without the sound on. There are just so many... It's constantly going on. But the same guy that made this dock, he made this bridge, which I do like how this bridge turned out. Got a nice look to it. More of these campfires. You just place them down, put out the fire with a shovel. I did also just build this about a week ago, not even, maybe a few more days ago. I thought, we kind of had a big hill over here, a lot of uneven terrain. So I thought, let's just flatten it all out. Because what's eventually going to be up over here, this is going to be like a main gatehouse, right? This is going to be like the main entrance into the city. And of course we have our giant archway, but this is going to be like a big, well, yeah, just a giant gate. So I'm going to have to do something along with that. I haven't quite decided on the design yet. I'm doing a little bit of a different one on the other side, which I'll show in a bit. Kind of like a mock version, but look forward to it. Now, I do have some crazy redstone going on over here. I mean, it's nothing actually that crazy. It's more just repeaters more than anything. I need to get a way out of here. I should just do some scaffolding. But you may have noticed that there are a whole bunch of lights around that are not lit up at the moment. That's because this is all on a daylight sensor. Oh. and they all turn on when it becomes dark out. And it goes all the way, trying to get there in time. It goes all the way around. So that way when it becomes dark out, you just kind of see the whole wall light up. Which I think is really cool. Although at the moment we do have it as always day, just because we kind of got tired of it always having to go to bed when we're building. Because at the moment we're not really doing any exploration. I mean, for maybe like 95% of being on this realm, we've had the day-night cycle, but just recently we turned it off because we've just been building so much. Which, you know, you can obviously tell that there's just a lot more now. I mean, last time I think it was mostly just the Nether Gate and the warehouse and that giant thing in the background that my buddy built. But yeah, so we started building the walls. My buddy mostly built the walls. I've been doing the towers. The towers are very basic, but I really love how they kind of add to the aesthetic. It really does, even though it is just a giant rectangle. Oh, I don't know why. I thought that was a gas in the water for a second. Even though they're very basic, it just adds so much detail. Just to see this stone wall and then a big, large, cubish tower. I think I'm going to do a small archway. Kind of similar to the one back over there, but it's going to be obviously much smaller. Small archways and wood fences coming down. I'm going to make it kind of look like another just gated area coming in. Kind of over here. This is kind of a whole undeveloped part of the town. We wanted to make the walls big and surround a lot of area. So that way we just have a lot of room to build in the future, right? This is a couple more towers. This is going to be along our riverway. My buddy's in the middle of gathering a whole bunch of resources. He's going to build like some magical arches, and it's going to have a whole bunch of I always forget what they're called, droppers or dispensers. Which one of the two? I think it's a dispenser. But he's going to build some archways that go across both of these, but it's going to be like a water veil. It's going to be having a whole water curtain, and I'm going to do a whole system with that water curtain. So he's going to build it, but I'm going to do a little bit of the redstone maybe. But I'll do some tripwire. So when you come up in a boat, you activate the tripwire. The signal will go all the way around, deactivate the dispensers, so the water veil like lifts in a sense, or just disappears, and then it'll toggle back on afterwards. So it'll be kind of like a curtain that you walk through, or boat through. Got a little bit of an island area over there. We're thinking about maybe doing a whole bunch of like marketplace shops, kind of like another dock system. Either that or a large magical tower. One or the other. Now, I have been kind of not talking too much about this here that's going on. This was funny enough, like the very first building that my other building made, coming into this server. Because I guess he just wanted to make his house first. Now, that's all concrete. Like, the main archway is all concrete. It may remind you, this is all 100% survival. We're not doing anything creative. I just turned that off. Kind of wish it wasn't raining at the moment, but whatever. Very Japanese-esque. I forget what that those things even called. It reminds me every time, but I always forget what the name is. We just call it the giant T at this point. Anytime it's like, oh, it's over by the giant T. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a nice entranceway. Not a whole lot going on inside. Kind of an indented bed system. He was like, oh, I don't know what to do with my bedroom. And then, like, in a matter of, like, 10 seconds, I'm like, well, I mean, I'm better with interior design. So I come in, take a look, I'm like, how about this? And I made this bed real quick. And he's like, oh, yeah, that works perfectly. So, hey. Oh, I guess he hasn't decorated this room yet. What's this one? Yeah, it's a little bit of storage. Might need to do a little bit more of interior decorating. Come on up. Got a little bit of a fountain. But the view from up here is amazing. You can kind of see almost the whole town. Got a bit of a sheep farm going on down there. Some automatic farms. See the town. Nice view. If we can get on back down there. This whole video really is just to kind of show off everything that I've been working on. I know it seems a little bit random, but hey, and I'll share this video around to people in Discord, kind of like a time lapse of compared to the very first video to how it, how it looks now. Just like the large difference, like a progress that we've made. Now this over here is my favorite XP farm. Just chickens! A whole bunch of seeds. This is like the perfect XP farm. You know, of course we've got the chickens. It's hard to hear over them. I've got mending on everything that's going on, so anytime I need to heal something, I just put in my offhand and I just feed the chickens. But I'm level 9 right now. If I just feed all these real quick, I guess I'm not gonna feed all of them, but good enough. Yeah, it's good for now. From level 9 to level 12. Just by feeding some chickens. And usually it gets much more compact than that. It's hard to talk over all the clucking. For some reason, chickens just spawn around the town now. I've got a little bit of an automatic sugarcane farm that I made. It's real simple. It goes up to the 3rd height. The observer sees it, activates the piston, knocks it down. Minecart grabs it, puts it in the chest. The hopper right there. We got some automatic carrots, beet. I mean, the carrots are for villager reproducing. These are for red dye. And wheat for seeds and wheat in general. Automatic kelp farm. Which, by the way, is this thing still going? Yeah, it's got more than enough. I could probably take out a little bit of that, because I don't want it to waste any kelp blocks. Get rid of these eggs. Now, over here is our wool farm, which my buddy built. Fully automatic, just, I guess at the moment all the shears ran out. But yeah, anytime that the sheep eats the grass, it detects... Oh, the chicken got stuck in there. The sheep eats the grass, the observer detects it, and then takes away and it shears off their fur. So we've got a sheep in every single color. So we can have wool of every certain type that we need. Been pretty helpful lately. I'm gonna come on over here. Now this is a work in progress that I just did today. I haven't had a whole lot of time to make it look good on the outside. But this is another smaller gatehouse, right? This is what I was saying before, how it's kind of the smaller project that'll be how the gate will look eventually, but it's going to be much bigger on the other side. Yeah, it's a small gatehouse. Accidentally made it look like a face, so it works out. Working on a giant ravine at the moment where we get a lot of our stone from. We're going to kind of have like a large white pearly bridge that comes across it. I think it'll look nice if we dig this all the way down to bedrock, but that's going to take quite some time because we're only digging it whenever we need stuff. Now, you also may have noticed I've got all these wood stumps sitting outside the wall. If you remember our mock-up wall, we still have to build all of the details on the outside, so I think that'll be cool to show off one day because it's supposed to be a pillar with some hanging... It has some like depth to it. It'll be a pillar, some overhanging like stairs that give it some depth, and then like some lanterns and all the outside to light it up. But yeah, so this is a work in progress kind of gatehouse that I just got done doing earlier today. I still have to, of course, design everything else on it, but it comes on up. Good overlooking view of everything. Even gets you onto the wall over here. Which should be bringing us back over to the last area that I need to show. I've mostly shown everything at the moment. Along the wall. A couple more towers, smaller versions. We do eventually want to build... There's going to be another small dock over here. I mean, there's a lot of rivers around here, so there's going to be a lot of docks. But I did get done filling in this whole area, so eventually, I think my buddy's saying he wants to build an aquarium here, because underneath... Oh, okay. underneath, there we go, it's still all just water. So we could build a bit of an aquarium out of this, which I think would look cool. Get a whole bunch of fishies and pathways and whatnot. There we go. But yeah, so now this is one of the original houses that my other buddy, I keep on saying buddy, but we've got like 3, 4, 5 different people all working on this server in different things and areas, so kind of working together to build a city. Yeah, he built this. I mean, yeah, he built this. Looks super cool. He hasn't done much with the inside yet. As you can tell, you walk through, it's just nothing. I think someone even said that the roof wasn't finished yet. Oh yeah, the roof's not done yet. But still looks good so far. Just, you know, walking up to the front. I mean, I would say you almost don't even need a roof. It looks almost finished there, but I guess you can get a few more tiers to it, which would add some more depth to it. A little bit of a stone farm here. You pick up the silk pickaxe. You mine it. Automatically, because it's silk touch, it makes stone. It gets captured. How much stone? Oh, we have like no stone left. Okay. When it gets captured by the hoppers underneath. But yeah, this is back to that mock-up wall. So this is kind of where we're keeping all the resources at the moment for making it. But yeah, so we have to add all the pillars. It's going to come out and jet out with some lanterns. It's going to add all the depth and detail to it. So we still got to get along to doing that. It's just, sometimes you get so distracted making other things that you just forget, or rather just so preoccupied making anything else. I guess the only thing I did forget to show off, I could swim on over, but may as well use the bridge again, so while we have it, is another little house that we have over here. Somebody made their house. It was kind of just up on a hill, but then now we've built this retaining wall. It looks a lot nicer in the environment. Yeah, small little place. Kind of like a flagpole in a sense up there. Maybe add a banner to it. Real simple on the inside. Still need to add more detail to it. Gonna maybe make this into like a big old garden area. She's got a whole bunch of space now on the back side of the house. I know she doesn't like it when we leave the doors open, so I gotta make sure to close them. There we go. I got a bunch of space over here to maybe make some more stuff. Comes off here into the other tower. Yeah, it's looking great. Oh, let me show off the redstone that's going on up over here real quick. I mean, it's nothing too fancy. I'm sure anyone with a bit of redstone knowledge knows how it all works. See, now this is what I had originally. I had this circulating, you know, circuit going on, but you know, like I was saying before, that we couldn't get it to resync back up because as it was loading in, because we had 2 different circuits, one here in this tower and one in the other tower, that they would unsync. So then I just had to, once I get up there, luckily no one's ever gonna be able to see anything up here, so it just kind of hide it away. So I just had to remake the circuit here in the center and just have it go out both directions. And then I had to come off the exact same circuit. So there should be no discrepancies across the lights. It happens at the exact same time. Yep. Nothing too fancy, real simple. But just a little bit of simple redstone. Nice. You got a bit of a lighting effect now. You know? Looks great. I do want to get, I forget what this flower is called. That one that's sitting up there. But it creates a whole bunch of, like, pores. Actually, can I see any of them? It should be. Maybe it's up too high. It's supposed to be having, like, a whole bunch of, like, green, like, pore stuff dropping down from above. Might be too far away. I'll figure something like that with that. So I kind of wanted to be like a thing that you come through and just be magical in a sense. But you can tell I've got string underneath all these vines, but you have to like look closely to even tell. Stops the vines from growing down. And yeah, I think that's kind of everything at the moment. Just a quick walkthrough in a literal sense. I know when people say walkthrough, they're thinking like of how to play Minecraft, but no, it's just a literal walkthrough through town. Kind of want to show off the detail that we have. Gonna maybe just kind of like time lapse of from before to now to however it's gonna look in a month or 2 months or basically until we get bored and stop building. You know. Oh, I guess I did forget to show off this little enchanted area. The same buddy who made that giant T made this. It's nice. It's simple, but efficient. Good aesthetic. Get out of here, egg. Oh, there are chickens everywhere. But, yeah, looks good. Gets you up to level 30. A little bit of a disenchant area. Got our lapis. And yeah, it's looking good. But alright, I think that's going to be all. I'm going to be signing off here. And thank you for taking a look. Maybe just enjoying the view. Maybe get some design ideas of how you might want to make stuff in the future. A lot of the stuff is, you know, original, just whatever we felt like making. Maybe not that giant T. I don't know where he got that design. He may have copied it from somewhere, but still the fact that this is all survival and he had to build it in general, go through all that, that's still looks amazing. I haven't really made a house yet. I mean, my house became the warehouse, and that is what it is. I don't know. I just I'll make a house eventually. I just haven't gotten around to it. There have been so many other things to make, because that's one buddy's house. The other house over there across the river is my buddy's girl's house. This is another person's house, which you can't really see from the outside because the trees are in the way. Lots of dogs. He likes dogs. Just kind of a more of a quick look around. I feel my friends don't really design a whole lot on the inside. I guess that's kind of why I'm the interior designer. Because, I don't know, I just go crazy with stuff on the inside. But yeah, that's kind of everything. That's how the town is looking at the moment. And, yeah, I don't know. Stick around and maybe in a month's time or so, I'll make another video of how the rest of the town is coming along. Maybe we'll have details on the walls. We want to add like a potion shop. We're going to be doing those magical archways up there in these two rivers. Maybe do kind of a big wizard tower or another trading market in that little island area. I want to build a house eventually. Gonna do an aquarium here. Yeah, still a lot of room. Still a lot of time. Just kind of let the creativity flow. And, yeah. Thanks for watching.